It's up to you.
Cockfights are preferable to killing newborn baby. Dude, that's actually epic.
Wait,
No
what?
financial crisis ever happened. There's no financial crises that have ever happened. Financial bubbles are a myth.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to of the woke mind if I, dude. That seems like you're like trolling, right? Like half of these are trolls.
No, none of them is a troll. I can defend each and every
Half
one
of these
them.
have to be.
Let's-
Mr. Slave's like super deranged. He was on the Crucible with like his dominatrix holding his leash and shit.
Wait,
Oh,
is this
Wait,
like
what?
the fire
That's
one?
you?
Wait,
That's you?
Yep.
What the fuck? I thought it was some random fucking crazy. Oh my
What?
god.
Post the video. Post the video. That's
Oh
really
my
funny if that's
god.
true.
We have the best person in the VC right now. We have the coolest person ever.
We have the 41st slave.
I actually like that stream. Like Andrew's was just like completely shocked and shit.
I didn't watch that stream, but I was told about it, and I think it's funny.
It was really funny.
I predetermined that stream's funny, so if I watch it, I'm gonna think it's funny. Like I'm never gonna like admit that it's not funny. So I might as well have watched it, right? Because I just have my conclusion.
Wait, but I thought we were gonna watch like Dominion.
Post that video. Like that sounds really funny. Actually, that sounds really giga based. That's true.
Can't post a video, faggot.
It's super funny.
Yeah, I could debate. You want 11 p.m. Are you central?
It's in 2 minutes, so we might as well start now.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
You just want to like talk? Is it to be streamed or like
What?
what's the meme? Is it streamed or like what's the meme?
That's way too normal. He just wants to talk to you about stuff.
What's the
epic,
question? Is it streamed?
Are
Yeah,
you
like,
gonna
are you
stream
a
it?
streamer or like,
Yeah, I'm streaming it. Here's the link.
are you streaming right now?
Yeah, you can stream in here if you
It's
want.
you're being streamed right now, yeah.
Wait.
Nice.
Oh no. It's
Nobody say any slurs. Don't say any slurs.
Epic, dude.
You're
Sure.
in big trouble if you say slurs. You're in big trouble. Don't do it.
Yeah, this is not represent the civic.
Yeah, so I think the egoism point and the veganism point are gonna play pretty into each other. I think pretty massively here.
So-
We could either go straight to the egoism point, or we could do the. I guess if you like have health concerns about veganism, we could talk about that a little bit.
No, I don't.
but,
I don't do
Oh.
empirics.
Also, what's important to
Oh,
point
you
out
don't need
is-
lyrics? Okay, that's all right. That's epic.
Can I really, just for the other people in BC, can I really quickly ask you, Mr. Slave? Sorry for interrupting, right? But can I really quickly ask you, are you just streaming to YouTube or YouTube and Twitch?
No, just YouTube.
Oh, okay, so YouTube for the TOS is way less restricted. You guys can say like the faggot words and stuff.
Okay,
Let's
sick,
go.
dude. Sick. Let's fucking go, bro. Okay, hold on. Somebody sent me a live stream from ages ago. Okay, where's the live stream you just sent? Is it the
It's
Mr.
the
Slave?
timestamp with Mr. Slave.
Okay,
Yeah. It's timestamp.
got you. Okay, that's pretty epic, dude. Sick. Yep, I see it. So, okay, I guess we can get straight into the veganism point. What do you mean when you say veganism is suboptimal? I
Alright.
suppose.
Okay,
Like, what is that? Actually, can you give me 1 second? I'm gonna record on my end if that's good.
no problem.
All right, sick. Yeah. So, what do you mean when you say veganism is suboptimal?
That there is like a carnivore universe. All things remain the same. We have two universes that are completely identical, just that one is carnivore, one is vegan. So the vegan is suboptimal to the carnivore. So there's less happiness. If you have a balance sheet of the total happiness of the universe, the vegan universe is less happy.
The vegan universe is as happy. You genuinely think
Less,
the vegan
less,
is gonna be
less,
less
the-
happy?
less happy. The
Yeah,
vegan,
that's what I said.
I can prove mathematically that the vegan universe necessarily is less happy.
And necessarily, like logically, it's
The large
necessary.
cards.
It's
Well,
we can do mathematical proof. It's a balance sheet. We'll define. We'll do math.
Okay,
Like we'll define.
gotcha. All right. So when you say it's going to be necessarily the case that it's going to be less or more happy, like what do you mean? What's your justification for that? I think
So-
that most people find that widely unintuitive. I think that I've like pretty strong priors against that.
Sure. But there's someone who's not muted, and there's people yelling in the background, so it's just mildly
Oh, sick, yeah.
annoying.
I gotcha. I hear the people in the background too. Who is in the background? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Flipper.
everybody mute.
I sort of mute him for now.
Thanks. So let's. I have sort of a proof. Let's go through it. So let's say
Hmm?
I have like a proof. Here's the proof. So let's say let's create a universe. In this universe, we have a person, and
Gotcha. There's one person.
he's he's vegan,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
one
I follow
day,
so far.
I mean, he's not vegan. He's a vegetarian. He's only eating coconuts. Let's say
Well, he's only eating coconuts.
that's all he's got. Just coconuts. He's
What?
surviving
eating
on coconuts.
What a cock.
That's all he's got. It's a given universe.
Why does he only have coconuts?
It's a simplified. It's like it's mathematics.
Okay,
so we're
gotcha.
simplifying.
Gotcha. He's
yeah.
so he's got coconuts, right? He's got his big fat nuts. All right. What does he do with them?
Yes, he just eats them and rests. That's all he
Oh,
does.
so he puts the nuts in his mouth and he rests. Okay.
He eats the coconuts, and then when he's full, he rests. When he's hungry, he goes, works, finds coconuts, eats them,
He eats the
rests.
coconuts.
That's
Okay.
his life. All
Yep,
right.
I gotcha. He's eating coconuts.
Okay, that's
I'm
what-
on one with you
that's-
so far.
That's one universe. Now, in a
Okay.
parallel universe, it's
All
the
right.
same. However, in this universe, he finds a chicken.
And he kills it, I'm presuming?
Not yet. First,
No?
it lays an egg every morning, and the chicken discards it. And this guy loves eggs, so he eats the egg and loves it.
Gotcha.
He's happy. Well, he's happy, of course. But do you agree that this universe is happier than the vegan universe?
It could be. Yeah, if the guy really enjoys eggs, it probably would be. But
Okay.
the problem that you're gonna run into with this, right, is when you define vegan, I'm just gonna disagree with your definition here, right? I just think
Not
vegan
vegan.
should be defined by any vegan society out there when we're talking about it, and that is what I mean, like an ethical sense, right?
No,
so whenever you
no.
Okay.
He's technically stuck in a universe with coconuts only. So one universe, he's stuck eating only coconuts. In another universe, he also has a chicken. That's the difference. And the chicken just lays eggs.
Yeah, okay. But the problem, right,
Mhm,
is
mhm.
veganism, as I would define it, is a like a moral stance that is committed to lessening the suffering of animals, right? It's like an applied utilitarian stance. When we're talking about the situation that you have here, there's just no animal suffering. But that's not akin to the real world. You know that's not akin to the real world. When you buy meat, it's not like
No,
they're
wait,
just
wait, yeah,
letting
no,
chickens and
no,
like lay eggs
no.
and then like letting the chickens die off. You know that's not the case. So like that's not a justification for why you're not vegan right now. It's obviously not a justification, right? If I were to say like, oh, in one world there's like an animal and it just like lays eggs and I eat the eggs, right? That's pretty different from like in this world, I pay for people to go out and fucking rape chickens or like they rape cows and then like kill the cows, right?
Hold on,
Like,
hold
that's
on.
pretty different.
Okay. I want to go through the mathematical proof, and then we can build
Well, yeah.
the
So the
mathemat. Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay. So the problem is your mathematical proof doesn't
Mhm.
account for quite a lot of things that would happen when we get in regards to the purchasing of meat, right? Like it
Right.
just doesn't account for that. There's no accounting for that whatsoever.
We'll build it up. We'll build up the model. We'll build a very
Got you.
simple, and we'll add on. Right now it's one person, then we can multiply by 8 billion and so on.
Well, do you think there's just like 8 billion people who are like all have one chicken and they're just like laying eggs and then they just collect the eggs? You think that's how people get their eggs?
We'll deal with. I'm open-minded. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll deal with
Okay,
every step.
gotcha.
All right. So
Got you. Okay.
So let's. You know what? Because you mentioned the definition of veganism. So let's say that in both universes, the guy has a
Mhm.
chicken. But in the vegan universe, he's a vegan. He's committed to whatever veganism means.
Gotcha.
So
Yep.
wait, do you define veganism? So if a person is vegan, would he eat the discarded egg according to you, to your definition of
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm like vegan, but right, I wouldn't be like, oh, if there's like if there's chicken that somebody else has left over and they like give it to you, that's like really fucked up to eat that shit. Like that's obviously not a position I would be convicted to. I don't think most vegans would be convicted of that position. I could be wrong on that, but like that's my ethical stance. I think it's the ethical stance of most vegan organizations that we talk about.
Wait a minute. You would eat chicken leftovers?
Yeah, dude. If somebody like bought the leftovers, it's like the leftovers already been purchased. If somebody else gives it to me, like sure,
Wait,
fuck
the
it.
dead body of a chicken you would eat
Yeah,
as long as it's leftovers?
yeah, of course, right? There's gonna be a difference between
Yeah,
like
because the
going out
point
and
is he's
paying
not
for chicken.
contributing to the demand, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no contributing. I'm not contributing to demand. It's just that would just be like calories that go to waste otherwise, right?
Okay.
Like it just ethically is fine.
Okay. So fine. Now, let's continue the analogy. So
Mhm.
now, one day in the non-vegan universe, he finds a rooster,
Gotcha. He's got
and
a
the
rooster now.
rooster and the hen have sex, and the eggs are fertilized, and now he's
Yep.
got fertilized eggs, and they hatch chicks, and now he's got 10 chickens running around.
Yeah, he's got 10 whole chickens. Yep.
Um,
Gotcha. He's got 10,
now,
10 cocks, 10 big cocks.
yeah, exactly. Now, but this is now a lot of work. So he's got to decide. He really cannot maintain all 10 chickens. He can only maintain 2 and eat the eggs. If he maintains 10, it's on the condition that he eats 1 every month.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Would you consider that to be vegan?
I think it would be wrong to make chickens and then to kill them off brutally.
Okay.
I think
No,
that's wrong. I think it's wrong for the same reason that like having children you can't take care of and then like slitting their throats and eating their corpses would be wrong. Like they're wrong for the same reasons.
wait, 1 second. Wait. He didn't make anything. He's just cleaning up and guarding and feeding the
Okay.
chickens. He didn't make
Let's
them
say
have.
okay, yeah. Let's say that two people have sex and they don't care about their kid, okay? And the two people have sex and they have sex a lot and there's like a couple of kids, right? And I kill and I eat those children, right?
All right. Okay, go
You think
on.
that'd be bad? Like all else equal, right? Let's like assume that they could like survive on their own, things like that. It's gonna be bad.
I mean, I don't distinguish. I'm amoral, so I don't make a moral distinction between chickens and humans. So we
Yeah.
could have had this discussion about he found 2 humans and he ate the humans.
Well, I mean, you think it's suboptimal, right? So, like, in my mind, that's like optimal for what, right?
We're
Like, what do you mean by optimal? What makes
optimal.
something optimal?
We're gonna make a balance sheet of the total happiness of the universe, and we're gonna compare the total happiness and compare the 2 universes.
Yeah, I agree. Like, what makes something optimal is going to be like pleasure minus pain, right? Like pleasure
Exactly.
minus displeasure, right?
Exactly.
But that's just going to be a moral judgment, right? It's like it's preferable. You prefer that. That's like it's a moral statement.
No,
Right?
I'm
Whenever you
just
say like I'm amoral, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, what do you mean by you're amoral?
I don't believe in objective morality. A and B, I don't believe in subjective morality either.
Okay. What do you think morality is?
I don't think morality is. I am amoral.
Can you? So you don't think morality exists, so you can't tell me what morality is?
I
Is that what you're
mean,
saying?
no, I can tell you what morality
Yeah.
is. I just don't like.
That's what I'm asking for. Like, what is morality? That's the question I'm asking. Right. I
mean-
want to make sure that I know what you're saying doesn't exist. Right. Like if I were to tell you, if I were to say unicorns aren't real, right?
Mhm.
I could tell you what a unicorn is. I'm just saying, like, oh, that isn't like a real thing. There's like no mind independent unicorns out there. Like nothing would fit that description.
I mean, it's a problem since I don't think it exists. So I'm gonna have a hard time. I'll try to define it. I might
Yeah,
not.
but like you don't think unicorns exist either, but you know what a unicorn is, right?
Yes.
Like you could tell me what you're saying doesn't exist. Yeah, so like for morality, right? It
No, but
doesn't exist. You don't believe it exists, right?
no,
But I'm asking you, what are you saying doesn't exist?
no, but
Like that word has to mean something to you for you to say it doesn't exist.
right. I know unicorns. No, as far as I know, unicorns don't exist. But if you ask me to create a unicorn, I can. I can do it. I can do it through genetic engineering.
You could genetically engineer a unicorn.
I mean, selective breeding. I can use
You
selective
gotcha.
breeding.
Okay. Well, when you
Ver-
selectively breed that unicorn, that's going to be awesome. But whenever you tell me that unicorns don't right now exist, right, I understand what that means because I know what a unicorn is. Or I could tell you that unicorns aren't real, and you know what I mean because we both agree. Like, while we might not think unicorns are real, we know what a unicorn is, right?
Right.
So whenever you say, I don't think morality is real, I'm going to ask you, well, what's morality? What are we agreeing on? What do you think is not real?
Right. So if you ask me to create a unicorn, I know how to do it. But if you ask me to create morality, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, but like then I'm just like confused. What are you saying doesn't exist?
Well, what are you confused by?
Yeah, so if you like don't even know what morality is, right? Then how could you say it doesn't exist?
No, I don't say it does not exist. I'm also completely
Well,
skeptical.
you said you don't believe
As
in
far
it,
as I
right?
know, as far as I
Yeah,
know,
so you don't think it exists, right?
I mean,
That's what
I
not
know,
believing in it means.
okay. I'll give it a shot.
Gotcha.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Let's try it. So,
Mhm.
morality is a code. It's very similar to the law. It's just I know I don't. See, I'm deadlocked. Why don't you give it a shot? Tell me. You tell me
Okay.
what your definition. Maybe
Morality is what we have an impartial reason to do, and that can either be stance independent or it can be stance dependent.
Okay.
Right?
Wait. What do you mean impartial? You mean
By
objective?
impartial as in considering all actors.
Wait a minute. Wait. Impartial sounds like objective. Is that objective?
Is that objective? Not necessarily, no.
So
I say like I impartially care about people. That doesn't mean like it's an objective thing, right? I could just impartially care about people. That's
what
just
is
a
it?
statement about my preferences of
What is
things.
it? What is partial before impartial? What do you mean by partial?
Partial means partial to one party, right? Biased in favor of one party.
So partial would mean biased in your favor?
It could be biased in your favor. It could be biased in just one individual actor's favor. It could be a myriad of different things, right?
So
Like,
you say
it just means bias. Like if you ask me what biased is, it's not going to be biased in front of like one person's favor. It's just going to be tilted to some way.
so when you say impartial, it means no one benefits.
No, it means that we consider all people's benefit and detriment of the action, right? Either that be through some like virtue, some duty, or some consequence.
I mean, that's just rational. I mean, if you're saying that it has to do with consequence, then that's just rational. So for
Yeah,
example,
I would agree, right? I think that what's rational to do is to like consider consequences of actions, and I think that the consequences we're considering that are rational are just going to be what's preferable and dispreferable. I think that's like a stance independent thing. It's stance independently true. That's going to be irrational. So I just believe in objective morality.
wait. Before you use stance independent, I never heard this term before. So before we go there, hold on. So I'm just
Mhm.
trying to figure out the first step. When you say there's consequences, so that's just rational. We don't need morality if we have consequences. I mean, for example, I'll give you an example. I don't murder because I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, but that would be that'd be a moral statement, right? It's a statement about your preferences. Even if you're like an ultra egoist, right? And you're like, oh, well,
Exactly.
my preferences are the only thing that matter. That's just that's a moral statement, right? You're saying that they matter. They matter some kind of prescriptive way.
Right.
It's what we have reason to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I just think that you're talking about morality, right? It's like what's good to do.
Exactly.
It's what you should
So
do.
I don't think I need prove to me, please, the need for this extraneous morality, because I can show you how all humans behave just because of rationality and of consequences. I don't need morality. There's no need. It's like God of the gaps. We just got rid of God step by step. We just don't need God as part of any scientific theory anymore. Slowly we got rid of it, of him, she, they. So the
Mhm.
same way, I got rid of morality. I just don't need it because I can explain all of human behavior with what you would call morality. Like, I'm an egoist, but I'm a very nice person. I'm very kind. I would
Mhm.
sacrifice my life for my friends without a second thought. So I'm like what you would call moral, but I don't do it because of morality. I do it because it's practical. I'm pragmatic. I want to
Well,
I want to
mhm.
optimize my well-being.
Yeah, so when you say it's like, oh, well, I can say all these other things, why do I need morality? Well, what you're describing right now is just morality, right? You need morality for the same reason that you use it in your reasoning, right? You use different words to describe it, right? If I were to say like, I have this new thing, right? It's called flaff, right? It's flaff, and it's the same thing as math, right? I'm just going to describe it using different words. Why do I need math? Right? I'm just going to say like, oh, well, you're just using a different term to describe the same concept. Like you're using just different terms to describe the concept of what we should do, like what is good to do, what we ought to do. Um, so in reality, it seems like you agree. Like you just understand what morality is.
No.
And you don't
Yeah,
even
I'll
know what
give you
you're saying doesn't exist.
I'll
So
give you
real
an
quick, you don't even know.
example.
So real quick, just let me finish, okay?
Sure.
You don't even know what you're saying doesn't exist. When you say morality doesn't exist, you don't even know what morality is, right? Whenever I describe morality, and as most people would describe morality, most people in philosophy would, what you're going to arrive at is the thing that you're describing. You're just describing it using different words, right? Like you're describing the same concept.
I beg to differ. I think let me give you an example. So we know that absolute power corrupts absolutely. I mean, it's evident because we've seen that normal people who became dictators became ruthless mass murderers. Like Hitler, he
Gotcha.
was pretty much a normal guy. He was a war hero, a government employee, an
Um,
artist, and then he became a dictator and ruthlessly murdered. And you could say the
wait,
same
hold on.
for, yeah,
You think Hitler was a normal guy before he rose to
before.
power?
I mean,
What? Wait, hold on.
yeah.
Do you know anything about Hitler's past, or are you just making that
Yeah,
up?
I read Mein Kampf a little bit, so and I read
Okay, you do
his.
know Mein Kampf. Okay,
Mhm.
so you know Mein Kampf was written before he got elected into power, right?
Exactly. That's my point. He was a normalish.
The book where he talks about hanging Jews until they stink. You think that he was normal? That was a normal thing to write? That's
Wait,
a normal thing?
I don't know if that's a book or you're referring to an interview or something.
No, I'm referring to Mein Kampf, the thing that you claim to have read. You just don't know quotes from it, right?
Wait,
Do you know
Mein
what was said?
Kampf. Mein Kampf.
Yeah, what was
In
said
Mein
in Mein
Kampf.
Kampf?
In Mein Kampf, there's a statement he wants to hang them until they stink.
Yeah,
Could you get me the
w-
quote?
I got you, buddy. Okay.
I'm gonna look simultaneously. I know there's an interview he did, and he said something similar.
Then the
But
Jews will be hanged after another. They will be hanged until they stink. They will be hanged as long as hygienically
where,
possible. As
where,
soon as they are
where are you reading
untied,
from?
I'm reading from statements about Hitler and senior Nazis concerning Jews and Judaism.
Okay, but that's not Mein
This was in
Kampf.
1922.
Wait, that's not Mein Kampf, right? I'm just clarifying. I don't care. It's not
I might have been
right.
mistaken of it being from Mein Kampf.
Okay, it's not Mein.
But this was before Mein Kampf, though, so it doesn't really matter, right?
Okay. No,
Yeah,
fine,
this was
fine.
3 years. This was 3 years before Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf was published in 1925. This is
Hmm,
from a conversation with Joseph Hell in 1922. So this is before Mein Kampf. So if you read Mein
interesting.
Kampf, you know he had these extreme views about Jewish people. These were developed beforehand.
Okay, that's it. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Okay, but
Yeah.
fine. I mean, okay. So in general, um, like the leader of North Korea what we see is people who become dictators become again and again ruthless mass murderers.
Gotcha.
There is this.
I don't know if I.
it,
I don't know if I agree. A lot of the dictators who are ruthless mass murderers seem to be pretty bad people before they were elected. I think Hitler is a pretty good case in point of that. You brought up Hitler as it was a point to your example is
you could.
talking about how Jewish people should be hung until it's no longer hygienically possible
All
to
right.
keep them up there.
That's why I don't like doing empirics. Okay, we can scrap that argument.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so
I understand. I get why you don't like doing empirics.
yeah, it's like you can. It's yeah.
Gotcha, buddy.
Yeah. Anyway, so where are we in the dialogue tree? So you think so? Look, I just don't feel like my opinion is that people are not moral. People might pretend to be moral, but
Yeah, what do you mean by moral?
right, like people say, no, I don't murder, no, I don't murder, I don't rape, I don't, it's
Yep. I think a lot of people say that. I think
they
that's
say
true.
it. I think it. So I think it's just very. Of course, I think that the rationality assumption, the assumption that people are rational and they're just optimizing their own well-being, predicts that they would say it in order to virtue signal in their
I think most
mind.
people don't. I don't think. Okay, hold on, real quick. Okay, maybe I have to correct this. I don't know what you believe. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
most people don't actually rape. Most people aren't just virtue signaling. When they say rape is bad, they think rape is really bad. And when people
How do you
commit
know
rape,
that?
they find it
How,
pretty
how do you,
abhorrent.
how do you know that?
Well, I mean, we have like a lot of views around people like child molesters, people like rapists. We tend to think of rape as like a worse thing than like murder.
How do you know what people
have
think?
deep views of
How do you
retributive
know?
polling data.
How do you know? That's again, that's virtue signaling, especially if a guy
It's
is
virtue signaling. Who are they virtue signaling
no,
to?
especially if a guy is
The people counting the polls anonymously. They were really trying to virtue signal for the people grabbing the statistics.
yeah, especially if the guy is a rapist.
That's wild, bro.
No,
How do you know they're virtue signaling?
no, but I can predict it mathematically from the rationality assumption. But
How can you
especially
predict it mathematically? Can you show me how you predict it mathematically? You just know these people are lying.
no, they
Can
haven't.
you give me your math lie detector test real quick? I want to make sure I can see it. I can just verify this thing.
No, if
I
a
think you're ahead of the game
person,
on that one.
right, it's very simple. The person just like I want to optimize my well-being, so of course I would deny wanting to murder. Of course. If
You
I
want to
claim that
optimize your
if I
well-being. I agree that a lot of people want to optimize their well-being, right? I just think that they're mistaken on morality. But I don't think that most people don't believe in morality. I think that people are just mistaken.
how do you know? How can I know that you're not lying when you claim
Because
you don't want to murder? Of course you would not
uh,
admit to wanting to murder. So how do I know? How
because
do
you don't know
how
anything
do you
for an
know?
absolute
Wait,
fact.
do you think I want to murder?
I don't think you want to murder. I
How do
think
you
you're likely to not
know?
want to murder.
How do you know? How do you
So I think
know?
if you wanted to go out and you wanted to kill people, if that was like your true desire, you would go out and you'd probably do it. Right?
No,
I think you have
it's
other
my
wants that prevent you from
no, because I'm
murdering.
afraid of consequences. How do you know that I
Yeah.
really?
So that's what. So real quick, next time, just pay attention to what I was saying, because I just said, right, you have other wants that are gonna deter you from murdering, right? You don't actually want to murder. You don't. That's not your like highest priority.
Right.
You have like different ordered desires.
I
And
don't
this is like not
have.
the highest one.
Look, I don't have. And I speak for by symmetry. I think it's true for everyone. I don't have any moral code. I'm amoral, but I behave. I'm a very nice person. I'm a very nice friend.
Yeah. So yeah,
because I'm
I like that's
practical.
great though, but yeah, okay. So that's really great. I just don't know what you mean by immoral. Like, what do you even mean?
I don't need more. I don't need anything else besides rationality. It's not just I don't need
Yeah.
morality. I don't
So
need any other explanation. I don't.
yeah.
I
So what do
that's
you think
why.
morality is?
By
Is
the
my
way,
question.
that's why I also deny racism or sexism or homophobia.
They're just not
I
real.
deny because all of those are contra to the rationality assumption that all creatures
You
are
don't think any you don't think people can be irrational?
correct.
Okay. Do you think that so let's say that we had a person, okay? Let's call
Mhm,
him Joe, right?
mhm,
And
mhm.
Joe only cares about his preferences, right? except for on future Tuesdays. Once Tuesday actually rolls around, he starts to care about them again, right? He just in future Tuesdays, he just doesn't care, right? He plans his actions accordingly, right? So, if you would offer Joe a candy bar in exchange for him getting tortured on Tuesday, right? He would take that offer because he planned his actions
Look,
around his
let me
values.
let me
Just real quick,
please.
let me finish.
No,
the
no,
question.
I'm not following. You speak very fast, and you're talking about very
I'm sorry.
very strange hypotheticals. I'm sorry. It's just I'm an old
All
man.
right,
It's
I
difficult for me to
understand.
follow.
I understand.
Just
I
if
understand.
you can like make a realistic case. I think many hypotheticals fall apart when you try to make them realistic. So why don't you try to make it something realistic? Because you're arguing for something that everyone argues. What are you talking about the rationality assumption? Humans, of course, are irrational. No, humans are rational. And every time I've argued with anyone trying to prove that
Yeah.
humans are
So
irrational, they failed. Try to make a realistic case, not Tuesdays, future
yeah. So
Tuesdays. Hmm.
so my point is right is that there are going to be things that are independent of our stances, which are going to be rational.
I
But
don't
if you
know
just
what
want to
that
throw that
means.
away and say
Independent.
like rationality,
What does it
yeah.
mean,
So
independent of stance?
it doesn't matter where you stand, right? It's still true.
Where I
You can just have
stand?
like yeah, like your stances on like like your positions on topics, right? Or your preferences, things that are going to be stance dependent, right? So it's the
Give
opposite
me an
of that. I can,
example.
yeah. So like my preferences are stance dependent.
Your preferences are stance dependent?
Yeah. So like, if I say I don't want to get raped, right? Like that's a
No, no,
stance
no.
dependent thing to say,
So you wait.
right? Like, it's describing
Let's
my
no
stances.
wait. Let's say you
If
like
I didn't want
you
to be
prefer
raped, or if I
no
wanted to be raped,
no
that
no. Let's
wouldn't
make
be
it
the case.
simple.
It wouldn't be true.
No wait. Slow down. I'm not. When I say stop, then stop. You're talking to me. I'm not. I can't listen when I ask you to stop. It's confusing me when you
Gotcha.
say rape. Just say, because rape is also like ethical and stuff. So just say I prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream. Right? That's a good preference.
Okay. When I say I prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream, that's going to be stance dependent, right? If I
What
say
do you
I like
mean?
chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream, I think they're preferable, right? If given the opportunity, I would want that
Wait.
experience of
What do you
eating
mean?
those things.
What do you mean by stance dependent? What is stance independent?
Stance independent is whenever it is not reliant on the positions that you hold, right? So it's mind independent, basically.
Give me an example.
Yeah. So
Similar to chocolate and vanilla ice cream, if
gotcha. For a
possible.
stance independent thing. Okay. So stands independently, it is the case that in my garage there's a bench and there's a bench bar with about 110 pounds on it, right?
Hmm.
And that's stance independent. Regardless of your stances on the subject or your preferences, that is going to be true, right? It's regardless of any mind dependent preferences.
I see. That's like borderline for me. That's one of those things I'm still contemplating. Like believing that 1 + 1 = 2.
Gotcha.
You might as well say the
Gotcha.
belief that 1 + 1 = 2 is stance independent, right?
I would think that is probably stance independent. Yeah.
Right. That's the
I think
most
oneness and oneness probably equal two-ness, right? Whatever that concept is of
right.
like oneness.
I don't believe that. I think it's just a ritual that we've been
Gotcha.
indoctrinated into, and that like
Got you.
when I argue with
Okay.
people and I say no, I
Yep.
don't believe it, they get very offended and attack me. So I think all people have to admit that even though they don't really believe it. So at the end, they just are brainwashed, and from young age,
Got
you're
you.
not allowed to think any other
That
way.
makes.
But if you actually
I
talk to
got you.
if you actually talk
But
to a
like,
mathematician, they would say, no, we actually don't know that 1 + 1 = 2. It's actually that doesn't mean anything. You need premises and axioms and you build it up,
yeah,
then you
of
can
course
prove
you
it.
need axioms, right? I agree that
So
axioms are needed.
it's
I
not
think that
in
it's still the
well, if you
case.
have
This is
no,
independent.
once you have axioms, then that's dependent.
Dependent on what?
Exactly. It's dependent on at the end of the day on you.
No. Axioms are just things we take to self-evidently be true. That's not dependent on me, right? It could be the case that the axiom is still true. I just can't justify the axiom.
Right. Like you need
Right. If I say like it's a strong seeming that it is the case that 1 + 1 = 2, right? Like that'd be justification. It's just gonna be like axiomatic that like that seeming justifies a stance to some degree.
I look. No, we cannot prove that 1 + 1 = 2.
I agree. You can't prove it with absolute certainty, but it seems that there's like a really good reason to believe 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, right.
Can you name me any of your stances that you can prove with absolute certainty?
No, I'm an absolute skeptic.
Okay. I'm skeptical of your skepticism.
Exactly. I'm skeptical of my skepticism too. I'm absolutely skeptic.
Are you skeptical of your
Yes.
skepticism?
Yes.
You're skeptical of that too, I presume?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Of
well, at least you're
course.
consistent. At least
Of
you're
course.
consistent. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm just making sure you're staying skeptical. Okay.
Anyway, I mean, okay, fine. I
So
don't.
I guess back to the topic,
Yeah.
right? When you say that you don't believe in morality, I'm just asking, like, what's the thing you don't believe in?
I mean, that's the point. I mean, I'm not. It's not that I don't. Right. I'm amoral because I. It's like God. I mean, once you remove God from every aspect, from anything He explained, He's gone. So what is God? He's gone. They used to think He's an old man in the clouds, but we went there and He wasn't there. Then they said no. Every time they rolled back, they backpedaled God and to oblivion. So now a scientist.
Yeah, but you
Mhm.
know what God is, right? You could tell me what God is. What would a God be? You know that?
Not really. Not really.
You have no idea that. Then how do you
Not
even know that God's not real?
exactly.
You don't even know what God is.
I admit, but I am an atheist. I just have no. I cannot relate to to
When
the
you say you're an
topic.
atheist, what do you mean?
I cannot relate to a God. I cannot relate him to this universe. I cannot. He's extraneous to this universe. He doesn't explain
Yeah, so
anything.
when you say a God, right? I just don't know what you mean by that. Right? I don't
Exactly.
think you know what you mean. You don't know what you mean when you say that? You have
No, I
idea?
don't. No, I don't know what I mean. I just know that's
Then how do
exactly
you know that you even believe this? You have no idea what you're believing in.
Well, look, I used to believe in God, but then
Did you also not know what God was when you believed in him too?
exactly, but at least I could.
That's profound.
No, I mean, but at least you can imagine that God talks to people. But now that I'm like all grown up and I'm cleansed of all these false beliefs and I'm much more of a scientist. I honestly don't know what a God is. I honestly don't know what it is. It might exist. A God might exist. A God might have created the universe. Honestly, but as far as I know, we certainly have no evidence for it. I wouldn't know what it is. That's like
You
it's
don't know what a God is?
right. It's like you're saying.
Why do you think God doesn't exist then?
No, I don't think God doesn't exist. I just cannot relate to it. Like God is supposed to somehow explain
So
the.
you're an atheist, but you don't believe God doesn't exist?
No, no, hold on.
Okay.
No, atheist
That's a really interesting Yeah?
okay. It's it's without. I'm without
Yeah.
a God.
Yeah. So like a stance that describes like not
Look,
believing in a God,
look.
right?
When you talk about God, you talk about the creation of
A
everything.
lack of belief in a God, right?
Look,
That's what you believe.
like when you talk when you introduce God as a scientific theory, it's supposed to explain, for example, the beginning, the creation. But then it's infinite regression. Who created God? So God doesn't resolve that issue, and it gets to the point of that issue that we cannot understand the beginning of of everything. We just cannot understand the beginning of everything.
Okay.
There's no way we can understand it. So, and then you say, "Oh, that's God." Well, that's something I cannot understand. That's something I cannot relate to. There are things that we cannot relate to. The beginning, the creation of the universe is something we simply can never understand. As far as I understand, we can never understand the creation of the universe. So, and then,
So a
yes,
God is it's some kind of being with a triomni nature, right? It's all knowing, it's all good, and it's all powerful, right? That's what a God is. Now, do you believe that that's a thing, or do you not believe that that's a thing?
well, let's go with all knowing.
Why does it have to be all good?
Because I think that's the classical definition of a God, right? That's what normally people mean when they say God,
Okay.
right? Like a tri-benevolent being.
Triomni.
Triomni, yeah.
I mean, I
Omnibenevolent,
think before the advent of like
omnipotent.
Abrahamic monotheism, I don't think the triomni was like a requirement for what a god would be. Like
Anyway.
What is a god then, DJ? I'm sorry. Please perfect my definition.
What is God, capital G, or what is a god?
God, capital J.
Like the creator of the all powerful, all knowing creator of the universe. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
it doesn't have to be all good.
Okay, got you.
Only in certain conceptions is it all good.
Okay, got you. Yeah. So I guess I just don't know what this guy means when he says he's an atheist if he doesn't know what a god is. Right? I just don't understand. Right, when somebody says they're an atheist, it means they don't believe in any gods, right? They're without any gods. But if you don't know what a god is, like how can you say you don't believe in them, right? You have no idea what the concept is.
Look, I don't even have to say I don't believe, right? I'm a skeptic. I'm just you could say that I'm agnostic. I'm a general agnostic. I'm completely agnostic to everything. I know.
Are you agnostic or are you an atheist?
It's a good question. I mean, if a person researches something and endlessly, and the conclusion is I don't know, so at this point, it might as well not exist. You can. I honestly, I don't know how to define myself, agnostic or atheist or a believer,
Gotcha.
because I'm open to a God existing, because we cannot understand the beginning of the universe. So at that point,
Mm-hmm.
we might as well. Right, that is evidence that we are in a simulation. That's weird. Why can we not understand the beginning of the universe? That sounds like someone put us here. Anyway, there's a lot of indication that this universe has been pre-designed. When you study like physics, like everything is bizarre. It's like someone came up with this or something. Anyway,
Yep, gotcha.
so I don't know. So honestly, I don't know.
Okay,
So I'm fluid. I'm God fluid.
gotcha.
And about
Are you also morality fluid, depending on like what
no,
morality is
no
defined
moral.
as?
There's no morality when you look in with a microscope. You just see molecules and the four forces, nothing else. There's dark
Do you see the
energy,
laws of logic whenever you look at molecules?
right? There's no exactly. That's like 1 + 1 = 2. I don't adhere to the laws of logic. I don't think there's.
You don't adhere to them.
I mean,
You don't adhere to laws of logic.
right. I mean,
Okay.
that's
What are the
something.
laws of logic that you don't adhere to?
No,
Which ones do you reject?
no, that's like 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, like,
Yeah, but I'm just asking because you say like you reject the laws of logic. I'm just asking which ones you reject.
well, make a logical statement, and I will show you that it's undefined.
No, I don't see why you need a logical statement to tell me which laws of logic you reject. Do you
No,
just not know them?
no, I certainly don't know anything about logic. I'm not an
Oh, then
expert.
how do you know? Then how do you know you reject the laws of logic? You don't even know what they are.
No, fine. I mean, no, well, I'm saying that anyone who's ever tried to make a logical statement, I've shown that it's undefined.
Oh, okay. So whenever you say anybody who's failed to make a logical, everybody who you talk to has failed to make a logical statement. Is that like a statement with a truth value? Is it like truth apt? It's like a true statement.
Yeah, give me an example. Make a true statement. I'll show you it's
Yeah.
undefined.
So I'm trying, right? I'm asking, right? Like it's
But
that's a true statement.
the simplest statement is 1 + 1 = 2 is a true statement. You could try that.
No, I'm asking, right? Whenever you say
Mhm.
everybody you talk to has
Yeah.
not been able to justify like the laws of logic, or they haven't been able to define the laws of logic for you.
Forget the words,
That's
the
true.
laws of logic. I didn't.
Okay, logic, just broadly, okay?
Yeah.
Just logic.
Yeah.
Let's just say classical logic, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a true statement, right? You'd say that's a statement with a truth value.
I don't even know what that means. Like you. I guess like here. I'll give you an example. The moon is
Okay.
made out of cheese, right? Right. That's like one of
Yeah.
those things that you could say, well, that's definitely true. Or that's definitely false, right?
Sure.
Is that a logical statement? Would you consider that to be a logical statement?
It would be a truth apt statement. Yep.
Right. I would claim it's undefined.
How so?
Because the word the and the word moon and the word cheese and so on and the grammar, these are all English, and English is a social construct, and that's just
Mhm.
humans communicating. It evolved. Who knows what it means? it's.
Well, I mean, I most certainly would believe if you just told me you didn't understand English, right? Like, I get that, but I guess my problem is, it's like English isn't what defines the world, right? We're just we're using words to communicate like categories and like and things about the reality of things, right? Like, if English didn't exist, the moon would still exist, right? There would still
No,
be like a bunch of rocks up
no,
in.
no.
No, there wouldn't be.
The moon doesn't exist without English. The moon has no.
The
The moon
concept of the moon, all
is
right? Let's say
undefined. The moon is
the use of the word moon.
No, the
Okay,
moon.
whenever I say moon,
No,
right, the thing that you think of, that cluster of molecules, that just doesn't exist without English.
right?
Like,
Because the
if we
word
all forgot what the word
molecule.
moon went, like,
'Cause-
like you just have no idea, like the moon would just cease to exist.
No, no. I'm saying like in terms of absolute. Like when you say logic, you want absolute.
I think this is absolutely retarded. That's what I think. I think this is like pretty obvious that the moon's gonna exist, whether we like have words to refer to it or not. Like whether we have the like English to refer to it or we use Spanish to refer to it, right? Like it's still gonna exist. There's still gonna be like some object there, right? There's gonna be some truth to that statement. It's gonna be independent of any of our language or any of our ways of communicating about it.
Okay. I honestly, I mean, I think it's. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's undefined. I mean, we can play around
Gotcha.
with the moon. I mean, I could start taking pebbles off the moon or grains of dust off the moon one by one until the moon is gone. And then I would ask you, okay, at what point did the moon disappear? And you would say, well, that's undefined. For example, we could play many games. Many games. We can have a lot of discussion about
It's
this.
just gonna be fallacious, though, right?
No,
It's gonna be like
no,
continuum fallacy.
no. I'm saying if
I
you
think that's
want.
the word. I think that's the fallacy, right?
I don't
got
know.
that.
Look, you're looking for absolute rigor. When you say logic, you want absolute rigor, and it doesn't exist. Logic
Yeah.
is a self-referential system. You can start from assumptions. That's fine, and then you can build on those assumptions. That's like saying I'm a master
That's-
at chess. Well, is chess truth? Is no, but
Yeah.
you can say that
Chess is the same thing as truth.
chess is the same as truth. No, chess is a game with rules, and these are the
Yeah,
assumptions.
Yeah,
So you
but
can
like it's true that it's a game with rules, right?
hold on. Don't do that. No, but what
I'm
I'm
just asking, right?
no,
It's
like
true. It's a
math
true
and
game with
logic are
true rules.
self-referential, just like chess. Chess is self-referential. So within chess, you can have rules, and then you can say a true statement. A pawn can move forward only, for example. That's a true statement within the rules of chess. So the same way you have the
Mhm.
rules of math. Those are the axioms. They have the rules of math, and the same way you have the rules of logic within logic. But it's a game. Logic is just a game. Math is just a game. Chess is just a game. Soccer is just a game. You can win a soccer game, but within the rules of soccer. It's within this universe that you concocted out of thin air. It doesn't exist in the universe. It's in your head. Same way for logic, same way for English, same way. And that's why when you say the moon is a word in English.
Yeah, but the rock in the space is not, right? That's just a concept that we assign a word to. Right?
I mean,
there's an underlying concept, as you just mentioned, distinction there.
It's a rock in space.
Yeah, the thing that you see when you look up in the sky, right, at night, that thing. The big thing, the big white thing.
Right. So you can point my head, and but
Yeah,
then I
that
would
thing
close my
still
eyes. Then
exists.
you would open my eyes, and I wouldn't focus because I'm not wearing my glasses. You would put on my glasses, but then I would get knocked out, or it's not absolute truth. There is no absolute truth. We don't have
Would you say that's a true
access.
statement?
No, I'm skeptical. I'm just
No,
saying
that's
everything I'm
that's
saying.
not true. When you say there's no truth, that's not true, right?
No, I don't have access to truth and no truth. I only have access to the spectrum between 0 and 1, between truth and not truth. I never have
Okay, is that a
absolute.
true statement?
No, it's not an absolute. It's not
No,
not
okay, so I'm
absolutely.
just gonna disregard everything you have to say because it's all not true, right?
No, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just.
Well,
It's not
so
absolutely
is it
true.
true?
No, it's not
So
absolute. I have no.
what's the difference between a true statement and an absolutely true statement?
I mean, everything at the end of the day is just my opinion. Like 1 + 1 = 2. I could tell you, yeah, it's my opinion that in general, 1 + 1 = 2. In
That's
general,
profound. So what's the difference between a true statement and an absolutely true statement?
it's like being certain. Well, I'm never absolutely certain of anything. Like I could be.
Well, I didn't ask if you were absolutely certain. I asked if it was true, right? You could not be certain about something and it still be true, right? Do you know how many like atoms are in the sun?
Right. So there might be objective knowledge in the universe. We have no access to objective knowledge.
Yeah, well, I agree, right? There's not infallible knowledge. I'm just asking you if things can be true, though. There's a difference between knowing something and it being true. It's true regardless of you knowing it, right? Like you don't know how many atoms are in the sun, right? But there is an exact number of atoms in the sun right now.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the definition of the word true. I mean, who defined the
True.
word true?
What do you? I'm sorry. Are you fucking retarded? You don't know what true things are? You have no idea? Yeah. What do
Can
you
I
mean?
say
What do you-
something? Whatever.
Yeah,
Tell me.
sure.
I mean, yeah, sure, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I just find it really bizarre that you, Mr. Slave, that like, do you like use this kind of like mindset in your everyday life? Like whenever you go out and you pour a glass of coffee, you're like, oh, I don't really know if there's like a glass of coffee here, or like, you know
Yeah,
what I
it's like
mean?
literally,
Like,
I can't drink that because I don't have access to absolute truth.
Yes.
like yeah, like
Yes, and
if you're like so unsure with like everything, I would like
exactly. And as
you got to like at some point like ask yourself like, does it really matter if like I truly know or don't know? Like
It-
it's like right here, it's in front of me. Like is that like not enough for me to like for like assurance? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like
So
it just seems like you're going through like an existential crisis.
no, I'm just I've always had this problem, and it's getting worse as I get old. But sometimes you like, and also when you do drugs, you feel it that what like reality is completely not reality. I mean, it's like an illusion. It's something else. It depends on the drugs that you do. I mean, mushrooms give you one opinion, and cannabis gives you another opinion. But you it 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 completely distorts reality. But then you ask yourself, well, what is reality? And as you get old and you start forgetting things, and like forget words, and then you realize, wait, you have to relearn words, and then you realize, wait, whoa, it's like doing drugs. It's like it's like doing cannabis. You're like, whoa. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, like if you do a lot of drugs that like fuck up with your psyche, then like I'm gonna be honest, I think that's just like a skill issue on your end whenever it comes to like processing the world. And I don't mean that to be offensive,
No,
but
the
like
point is, no,
like when you take drugs, like your mind is like a very complicated organ that like
exactly.
we fully don't understand like
Exactly.
the complexities of a human brain.
Exactly.
So like when you like inject yourself with chemicals and whatever the fuck, your brain does a lot of crazy stuff, you know.
Exactly. But
So like
but the brain is a bath of chemicals, and we don't know how it works, but it's a complete mess, and you're relying on it to believe in something absolute, but the brain is a complete mess.
what do you mean by that? Like just because like we don't know literally everything about the human brain doesn't mean that we know absolutely nothing. And you know what I mean? Like
Right. But no, but we don't know how we
what do you
think.
mean we don't know?
Like
What do you mean?
in brain science, in neuroscience, we don't have a theory of mind. We don't have a theory of thoughts.
Well, that's not true, right?
Yeah, that's not
You have
true. We
like
like
the
test each other.
Wait,
There's
no,
like
no, stop.
I don't even do any
Like,
research, but I know
feel
like
we have like the
Okay.
I forgot is it the IIT, the integrated what is that, like panpsychism? I swear
Yeah,
it's called
I debated synth on this. It's not a theory. That's just a correlation of data. It's not a theory. There's no theory of
well,
mind.
okay, well,
That's profound.
for me, right, like I think consciousness has to be involved when it comes to like quantum mechanics, right? Like there's just
That's been debunked. That's what's his name? That's been debunked.
Yo, good job,
what are
Bunk.
the arguments?
I'm familiar with the material. I'm fairly involved in the world of.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, what is the argument?
Wait, what?
I asked for
Repeat.
the argument. Sorry, you said they were debunked, and I'm like, okay. Well, what is the argument?
I mean, the size of the organelles inside the neurons is way too big for quantum effects. He's relying on there's these threads inside neurons on which proteins are transported and stuff. So he claims
What? No. I don't think that you know. Okay, I guess the view, if I were to like summarize it, is like, okay, when it comes to like the, I forgot that's how they pronounce it, like wavelengths, or wave, wave something. It has to be observable.
particle wave duality.
I don't know the specific word for it, but basically the gist is it has to be observable, right? For it to like exist.
Wait, are you familiar with quantum mechanics?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Wait, so but did you bring? Are you trying to bring up quantum mechanics, quantum effects into brain theory?
I assume that's like I assume the guy who like was like a panpsychist, right? Tried to involve like
Can you be a
consciousness, the need of
bicycist?
consciousness to the conversation of like quantum mechanics. Right? Like,
Panpsychists don't go to quantum. They go actually, I think, under quantum. They say that everything, even I would venture to guess, they would even say that the vacuum, the literal vacuum of space, the seething quantum field has consciousness. Everything has consciousness. That's also been debunked. These are not theories. A theory is a model that you can use to predict. Theory is a model that you can build today that you should be able to build in as a simulation in a computer. I mean, if you have a theory of mind, then you should be able to write a brain simulation in the computer, and we don't have that. I mean, everybody's working on it. ChatGPT is the latest and greatest, and it's still, far. We don't know. We don't even know how far from human, human intelligence, human emotions, and stuff.
yeah, I don't know. Like, what point are we on? Sorry, I just came
I'm at
back.
the point that I'm being questioned because I'm saying that we're relying on the brain to understand words like truth and moon.
Oh no, not necessarily in the brain, right? Like in the mind. But I don't make that distinction between.
Right, but we're depending on something that we don't understand, and that's like my line of research, and it's
Oh, damn it. We scared Bunk away.
anyway. So wait, is he the guy that I was debating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the cool one. He was the popular kid. God damn it.
But nonetheless, okay. So it's just dependent. Okay, so we're not too unclear on like what's going on in the mind. That's fine. I don't understand like the major point that like it's like we don't know anything. Like obviously, I'd agree.
We basically don't know anything when it comes to the brain. We don't know what
Wait, no.
thoughts.
I think knowledge claims just there has to be like some absolute like certainty, right? That we just it's
I don't
gonna
think
be
we know
possible for
nothing.
us
Wait,
to like.
can you explain to me when you believe that 1 + 1 = 2? Could you tell me how that works in your brain?
Well, like,
I
I'm
just
going to count
imagine
on my
like
fingers with my eyes. Like, I have my hand,
No,
right?
no, I
explain
just
to me
imagine
because
I do like one,
wait,
two.
Sorry, I'm trying to speak right now.
let me
Yeah, I guess
You've
I
been
just
formalize.
speaking.
imagine, right?
My turn.
Wait, hold up. You asked the question. I want to respond to the question.
Okay.
Oh my god, I did that bunk thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I mean, so the way that I just imagine is I just imagine like an object, and
No.
I guess
Let me make the question clear. Explain to me how neurons firing makes you believe that 1 + 1 = 2.
Wait. I'm not a physicalist.
Oh, then then you're not a scientist.
You don't like a
Science
yeah.
assumes
I don't know. I want to know like
physicalism,
how.
so you disobey like the premise of science. Science assumes physicalism, as far as I know. That's like a premise of science. So you're like a magician or a religionist or whatever, but it's not.
No, like so here, it's like I don't. Physicalism is just incoherent to me. I just don't understand that. I don't know what it means to be physical because if you were just to imagine like something physical, I just imagine just experiencing it
Wait,
through my mind and not
wait. So
something.
wait. Besides molecules and the four basic forces of nature, do you think there's anything else? When you look with a microscope, do you find something besides molecules, atoms, and all the quantum particles and the four laws of nature? Do you think there's anything else?
There's anything else? Oh yeah, I mean,
What is there else?
I haven't really developed the view yet.
Wait, yes or no?
I
Is
don't
there
think.
anything besides molecules and the four basic forces of nature? Which
Oh
are
yeah,
gravity,
moral
electromagnetics, strong
facts.
force, weak
I
force.
said
Is there
moral
anything
facts. I
else?
said moral facts. Moral facts. Yeah,
Wait, what?
moral facts.
Moral facts?
Yeah.
When you look in with a microscope? Wait,
Wait,
somebody's
within the.
yeah, with a
I'm saying like,
microscope.
is there anything else like just in general? Okay, no, my bad.
When you look
Yeah,
with a microscope, what do you find? What are the fundamental components of the
I've never
universe?
used like a microscope, so I wouldn't really know. But like, you just assumed.
So, as far as scientists looked, they only find molecules, atoms, and the subatomic particles, and four forces of nature: gravity, electromagnetics, strong force, weak force. That's it. That's how the universe works. And our lives are mostly dictated by gravity and electromagnetics. You don't fall through your chair right now because of electromagnetics, but what's pulling you down is gravity. That's basically it, and that's it. Do you think there's anything else? I mean, if there's nothing else, then you're just a biological robot.
What? I don't know how we even came to that conclusion.
Well,
Like, so here,
you're a
my problem.
machine. You're a molecular machine. Unless you can
I feel like
explain.
machine is just has like negative connotations. I
Well,
don't like it.
that is the scientific conclusion. We're just machines. We're biological robots. It's the assumption and the conclusion, but it's been also verified empirically endlessly. I mean, we never found anything when we looked with a microscope besides atoms, molecules, and the four fundamental forces. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like a like sure like we can just I don't even know like what even the topic is like a.
So
But I just assume, like,
you are you are a biological robot that doesn't know how it works, and you don't know.
Biobot.
Actually, I have an argument against this, Mr. Save, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
shut up.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Chalmers' conceivability argument?
I've heard Chalmers speak, but I have to go. I've been here for an
Oh.
hour.
Yeah, you better run. We
Yeah,
won. We beat you.
definitely.
We're so cool.
You
Wait,
definitely.
Got
are.
some
Mr.
bullshit
Slave,
in.
you should watch the moral realism debate with me and Synth on Sunday at 7 p.m. EST tomorrow. with
My
Don Dunks
schedule.
and-
I'm online.
are you gonna debate synth?
Oh my god. Oh, you're gonna die. Synth's gonna eat you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, good. Let him eat me, or then he can finally prove to us that he's not a
Ooh.
vegan. 'Cause he eats dogs.
True, he's eating dogs, dude.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
Oh,
Y'all are being transphobic
Performative
right now.
contradiction.
You're being transphobic.
Argumentation ethics. FTW once again. All right, you did a performative contradiction. All right.
Anyway, guys,
Libertarianism for the win.
wait, I gotta go. Thank you so much.
Yo,
I'll
who's that lady in your profile picture?
no,
It's
it's
just some random.
yeah,
bitch.
rando. It's just
Random
rando.
hoe.
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be looking for someone to debate tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I debate every morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every night, 11 p.m.
That's
Eastern.
kind of like this
Your
crazy
account
thing,
looks
right?
like
It's like
your
you just
account
wake
looks like
up
those
and
kinds of
drink
accounts that
coffee,
like
and then
try to
you
like
sit with
bait
someone.
nudes from like random people.
Wait. Here's my website.
He's baiting arguments.
Like,
Here's
I'm not shitting you. That account, I swear to God, I've seen like bot accounts with like slave master 30 like 8,000, and like it'll be like, hey hun, do you want to see my sex website?
No, dog
Like
left.
that.
No.
That's you. Like that's your account.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, do you have
incoherent.
recommendations?
Ooh, that's suspicious. That's suspect.
But
Wait.
yeah, Mr. Slave. Yeah.
I'd
Anyway,
recommend changing your account name. I'm just saying.
my account name instead of Mr. Slave.
Yeah, in your fucking profile picture. That's I don't know. That's just I'm getting some like sex bot Instagram bot. I'm getting
Oh,
some like Instagram sex bot vibes out of that.
oh my God! I get it. Okay. Okay. I got it. Now I understand. Oh, you're saying it looks like basically a scam, like one of those Chinese
Yeah, it
sex
looks like those
bots.
like like a
Yeah.
sex bot that like advertises
Yeah.
like a virus to
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
on the DMs.
Got it. Oh my God. Good
Not to
point.
mention you have like a random picture of a
Yeah. Have a good day,
woman.
Mr. Slave.
Yeah, scram, get the hell out of here. JK,
Uh,
love you. Be safe. Hold
uh,
on, before you leave,
yeah.
make sure you turn your your stove and your oven off before you cook, like before and after you cook.
All
Be
right.
safe. Best fire to put out is the ones that you can prevent. Be fucking safe. Don't be stupid.
Peace. Right. All right, guys. Good night. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
All right. Who wants to join me in the panel? Guys, uncomfortable? You want to join? You want to have a short discussion? Let's go through some comments. Uncomfortable, why don't you join me before I kill myself? So it has come to pass. So Man Dandon says, home of the androcentric blue pill. What does androcentric mean? Is it like men or women? Anyway, what he says, I'm jumping in. Yeah, I saw you jumping in, but when I'm debating, it doesn't make any sense. I need absolute quiet. I need to concentrate because I want to be, I want to be on my toes. There you go. Anyway, so Humongous says, wait, for uncomfortable, what do you think? What's your opinion?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, perfect. So let me just read this comment just to help you out.
Sure, thank you.
The people who were the thought leaders in the Salem witch trial would also be susceptible to woke ideas.
Oh, I thought about this. You want to hear my latest deep thoughts about the mob virus?
Yes, let's hear it.
All right. So when we follow the law, we're just a mob. There's no any time you become part of a group, you are effectively part of the mob. If you're part of a congregation, like a Christian, whatever religion you are, if you're part of a family unit is a mob, right? It's you against the world, your family against the world. A country is a mob with its laws, and even humanity is a mob, right? If aliens come tomorrow, oh, we're all going to unite. So, and we all together we eat cows, and but especially following the law. why do you follow the law? It's because you're afraid that the mob will punish you. There's no you see the problem? It's sewn into the fabric of the universe. You cannot it's inescapable. It's the same mechanism. The woke mind virus is just society. It is the social fabric. The social fabric is the mob. It's like what is cancer? Cancer is just you. Cancer is just you. You are the cancer. It's your cells. But but you know that if the cancer grows, you're gonna die, right? But that's you. You know that if you do this to yourself, you will die. It's like you choke yourself. Yeah, you know that if you choke yourself, you will die. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that information. So, but it's you. It's your hands choking yourself. Why are you doing it? Whatever. Maybe you want to die. Maybe you just want to get sexual gratification. Um, but there is no difference between following the law and following the mob. There's no difference. It's like in Nazi Germany. You could follow the mob, follow the law, and hand over the Jews and discriminate against the Jews. That was the law. Or you could go against the law and against the mob, but it's against the law, and save the Jews. But that was illegal. So it's not clear. The whole thing is not clear. And what is the law? The law is also not clear. What is the law? In order to find out what the law is, you have to go to court, and the judge has to rule. And even that's not clear because he can be overruled by a higher court, and they can be overruled by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court could be later overturned. So there is no law. There's no absolute definition of the law. So what's the difference between the law and the mob? There is no difference, ultimately. What do you think?
Mr. Slave, my
Yes.
opinion on this is that Alex is the mob, is the leader of the mob. So,
Yes.
And as the leader of the mob, Alex has perhaps a little bit more responsibility to lead the mob towards positive outcomes.
That's undefined.
That's
He is undefined. He is rational. He seeks to optimize his well-being. He's playing with all the parameters available in order to maximize his well-being. Short-term, long-term. He balances short-term and long-term, but he's only looking out for himself. He doesn't care if I kill myself or if he destroys my life. That's just what do they call it? Like a innocent casualty, war casualty. It's like when civilians die unintentionally.
It's called a casualty of war.
A casualty of war. So if he kills me, it's who cares? As long as he makes another penny, as long as he optimized his life, then who cares? Why should he care? Why should he care what happens to me? There's no such thing as positive. There's only positive for Alex. There's only optimum for Alex. That's all he cares for. And even that's not true because Alex is composed of cells, and these cells are themselves, there's mobs of cells, and there's cancer, and there's all. So, what is Alex ultimately? Anyway, let's go to the next question.
Next question.
That's you. Woke mind virus.
That is me. Woke mind virus for life.
That's good.
That's good.
Next one.
Next one. A slave. Are you adding me to the debate or no?
No, not during. You can join now, Woody Johnson, but not when I'm debating. I need to be on my toes. I need to be sharp. There's another word which I need to be at my sharpest. I need something, and even like I mean, this was a kind of hard debate in the beginning with the first guy. He was good. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I mean, he pushed back, and I had to at the end claim that I don't understand anything, which is true. But but then he said, "Well, then that's retarded," right? Which right, which is correct. I mean, I completely agree with his. He's like, "What kind of a debate are we having? If you don't understand anything and you're going to deny any concept and you don't understand anything, then the floor falls apart and we fall into a black hole. What's going on?" That's like you. It's like I took away all the rules of the game. Like usually there's rules. Like I'm supposed to defend a position. I wasn't defending a position. Anything he pushed against, I let go, and he fell on his face. And I mean, not, I mean, I don't mean to make fun of him. I'm just saying, I kept letting go of everything. I didn't struggle with any concept.
Yeah.
But
And
that's because that's my truth.
that's my
And
truth.
and then when they came in and they started talking about the brain, yeah, when you study the brain, yeah, the brain is a complete mess. And it's just a bunch of neurons firing. I mean, you anyway, let's go on. I can't really anyway, let's go on. So humongous. Oh,
Humongous.
I was on Kanye fan club. I was on KFC. Kanye fan club. That's where I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
There we go.
there we
Next.
go. Humongous. He says, just anti-Semitism, Max, bro.
I guess we were discussing Hitler, so that's why it came up. I don't even remember in what angle. Next.
From Humongous. Hitler was a conspiracy theorist deluxe.
Yeah. I mean, he believed. I mean, I don't know if he really believed in the Jews and in the elders of Zion and all that. I don't know if he really believed all that stuff. I honestly don't know. He was an actor after all, so he was an artist. So, and he was like they were masters. His entire team, they were masters at propaganda. So who knows what he believed? I don't know what he believed. But that quote from 1922 before Mein Kampf, that means that's I mean, that goes a long time back. So already then he was an anti-Semite? That contradicts what he says in Mein Kampf. No, in Mein Kampf he says when he first came to Berlin, he's never seen a Jew before, and he couldn't understand the anti-Semites who were giving out pamphlets. That's when he came back from the war. That's when he was still young. All right, whatever. Next.
And this one is from Woody Johnson. You should read everything thou.
I think it's though.
I don't know what that means.
No, I should read all the comments, I guess, because I wouldn't let him in. So at least read the comments. All right, your comment. What did you mean by this?
You should read this, Mr.
All
Slip.
right. So the uncomfortable truth says, woke mind virus is greater than or leads to. What do you mean by the greater than sign?
This is just a flow chart.
Okay, it's a flowchart. All
It's an
right.
arrow.
So the woke mind virus leads to the mob. All right. I mean, I call it the mob mind virus, the zombie mob mind virus. Needs mob boss. I don't know if it needs or if a boss steps into it.
Every mob has a boss.
Look,
Hitler
look,
and Stalin, they
look,
all have a boss.
look. So my analogy is now analysis is that you could say that the United States is a mob, and it doesn't have a boss, or at least the boss changes every couple of years. But then you could say I mean, even the Salem witch trials, they had a couple of bosses because we know it was a conspiracy, I think, between three people, at least two, but maybe three, maybe more. It was a clan. So, and once it starts, once the mob effect takes, once it starts, then anyone can step in to lead the mob. They can read each other's minds. It's like you could say that a company, like an enterprise, is a mob. Any group is a mob, right? You can always argue that any group is a mob. Any grouping of people is a mob, and you can argue that a person is a grouping of cells, which is a mob. And you could argue that some parts of the brain are mobs. They fire one way, right? That like different parts of the brain think different thoughts and they contradict each other. That's why we have these conflicts. Well, these are mobs. But I don't think they threaten each other. But maybe they do. Maybe they make threats. And these are the thoughts. Anyway. So need mob boss, which leads to Alex. I think it started with Alex. Alex unintentionally said something, or it's like a mutation. The way things work is that there's constant mutation. So Alex tries this and tries that, and tries this and that, and one time he tried something and he got a reaction from me, from the audience, from Sarah, he got a reaction, and he said, "Oh, it's good. It's a good reaction. It's a micro reaction." He did a micro. He had a micro random mutation in his behavior, and it created a micro reaction. But he analyzed, "Oh, that's a good reaction. I should follow this path. I should try this again." And he tried it again. He got a good reaction. Tried again, got a good reaction. Then he started adjusting it. Well, let me try this. Let me again with the mutations. He was always mutating it and adjusting it and seeing the results, just like the scientific method. Just like science is also just a mob. Scientists are just a mob. So anyway, which creates a witch hunt, right? End of you. That's a leap. Now, yeah, you have to explain why this leads to the end of humanity. How it can lead. So, what you would say is it can grow exponentially. It grows like all natural growths. This also grows exponentially. Every mob grows exponentially, but then hits a wall. Right? At the end it hits. It conflicts with other viruses, with other mobs. So Christianity is a mob, and the woke mind virus is the mob, and then they clash. And Q2, and then they clash. Q2, what's up?
What's up?
Tell me, what's going on? Any news from the land of
Alex.
Yeah, Alleginis. From the land of Alleginis.
Andy Guinness.
Nah, not really. You doing Discord debates or some shit?
I was on Discord from 11 to 12. I debated some kids, and now we're going through the comments and discussing Alex and the woke mind virus and I call it the zombie mob mind virus. We should give it a acronym. Zombie mob ZM mind virus MV ZMMV zombie mob
Oh no, there has to be
mind virus.
a vowel in there somehow. Zombie woke.
Not necessarily. So it's
Zimmerman.
zombie mob mind virus. Zimmermev. Zimmermev. We should call it Zimmermev. It's Zimmermev.
Holy shit. Yeah, oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna pull this
Uh,
up. Yeah, um, this is true and not true. I do agree that Alex uses Hormaxer and Mr. Slave. I always agreed with that. I think he throws him on the bus to a certain extent. Yeah. I just think that I think again, this is controversial or whatever, but that's the pros and cons of being a lol cow. Like people don't take you serious when it comes to entertainment, but they don't necessarily like you as a person. So as long as you're entertaining, then they'll like you. And then people get annoyed by the same shtick over and over. So like you could just be being yourself, but if they see you as a lol cow, they're gonna get tired of you very quickly and they're going to move on. So you always have to either reinvent new ways to be a lol cow or try to be taken more serious. And it's just like that balance. And it's just like any type of platforming thing. Like I think this type of situation almost always happens when you have a larger content creator bringing on smaller people or making people, and there's only going to be so much you can do. So it's just
but Q2, how's your hair right now?
what do you mean? It's better. Yeah, I got it out the wrap, and it's moisturized and shit.
Does it still look like multiple nunchucks with spikes?
I believe so. Yeah.
Very nice.
Look, you too. There's many other creators that don't create drama like Alex. I mean, the fact that he came after me. I mean, I think he came after me for views. I mean, he thought he was going to create extra drama. The way I view it is, I was the goose that laid the golden eggs, but it wasn't enough for him, so he decided to cook and eat the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Got
And
it.
then he
Got it.
realized, oh, I guess no more golden eggs. Um, I think he didn't throw me under the bus. He used me to get more and more views, and he thought, oh, I can create drama. And so what if Slave kills himself or goes to jail, because you can easily go to jail today. Like if the feds come after you, they could justify anything. They can say, "Oh, you lied to us." What is the time? 11:24? No, it's 11:24 a.m. You lied to us. Go to jail. They did it to Martha. What was the
Martha?
name? She went to jail for many years. Martha.
Was it
Jail.
Stewart? There's no way to talk about Martha
Martha
Stewart.
Stewart. Yeah, they did this to her. Right?
Holy shit!
That's what they did, right? At the end, she went to jail for what? For lying to an FBI agent. They couldn't get her for insider trading because they just couldn't because there was no insider trading. Everyone
Yeah.
you ask,
Securities fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy. I looked it up on Google.
no, they got her on lying to an FBI agent
Oh yeah,
at the end.
obstruction of justice and conspiracy. That's part of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's all they got. Maybe they got a plea deal and they got something else, but ultimately they couldn't get her on the actual charges, so they got her on. They framed her. That's what they do. It's their job. They need. It's. Imagine your job is to catch insider traders, but no one is insider trading. So what do? Well, you create insider traders. Otherwise, you don't have a job. You have the incentive to create out of thin air inside traders. Same goes for January 6th. I mean, the the feds have an interest to create villains, create criminals, pretend criminals out of thin air. Otherwise, they don't have a job. I mean, the justice industrial complex, that's why they love the drug war and the war against prostitution. All these wars are terrific because otherwise they don't have a job. Speeding tickets, the laws against speeding. Without speeding, what's a cop going to do? He's got to go home. So they do speeding and prostitution and drugs, which are fake wars. No one is being harmed by any of these. I mean, there's evidence that speeding doesn't cause any damage. No one gets hurt. If anything, it's the driver or wearing a seatbelt. It's like, imagine a cop on a motorcycle pulling you over for not wearing a seatbelt. That's like the dumbest thing in the world. And so forth. Yeah, no, but we're analyzing. I mean, we're analyzing Alex as a from a mathematical point of view, and we have a good idea. So we're analyzing uncomfortable truth. What he's saying that okay, so a zombie mob forms around, let's say, the witch trials, and this ends humanity. So how does that
Yeah.
end humanity? So that in itself doesn't, but like something like the woke mind virus. So there's always all these viruses conflicting each other. So you could say that every religion is a mind virus and every idea is a mind virus, but woke is also a mind virus. And every mind virus has a mob related to it. You could have a mob of Christians witch hunting one of the Christians. Oh, he said something not exactly as he should. Let's excommunicate. So it could happen in any community. It happens, I think, in every community. Like it happened in the manosphere. It happened in the Alex sphere. So Alex came after me and Hormaxer. Um, this has nothing to do with woke. This is completely right. Actually, woke are supposed to be pro pedophilia. That's what Putin keeps saying. So it's not even clear. Anyway, so but you see that it has nothing to do with woke. You can get a zombie mob forming around or in around any idea in any group. It could always, I call it, metastasize at any time and start growing. Now, once it starts growing, it grows exponentially, but then it hits a wall that, right, it has limitations of growth and it has other groups, other viruses that live together with it on the same planet. So they're all vying for resources. They're all trying to capture our minds. So there is a limit to how any one virus mob can grow. But the woke mind virus, for example, is very big. And it's fighting against the religions, the big religions, and the big religions are insignificant in its path. So the woke mind virus has the potential to become a super virus and take and destroy humanity.
Yeah.
It could. But then again, Christianity, no one predicted that Christianity started as a sect of Judaism. No one could have predicted that a tiny sect of Jews, of Judaism, is going to take over the planet. No one could have predicted it. Okay, and it didn't destroy humanity, apparently. So the woke could take over and not destroy humanity. But at the end, in the long run, I mean, every time you have this zombie mob, it's headless. It doesn't have a brain. No one is in charge, actually, because is Alex aware that what he's doing? It's not clear because he's acting on his impulse because of his traumas from
I
childhood
don't
that
think. Yeah, I don't
he
know.
says. Wait, what?
I said something. Like I agree that, and this is maybe me being selfish. Like I was a big reason why I defended you as well is because I believed Alex was a smart person and he would be able to move past just the straight emotions of feeling, I guess, repulsed by a subject. But I guess not. And like in any other subject, I would expect him to say, "Okay, I don't want to talk about this. Can we move on? I feel uncomfortable." But with a pedophilia conversation, it seemed like he was just like wanted to talk about it, but was clearly like emotional, using all of the fallacies, like just not thinking straight and giving out solid arguments, and it's just super surprising to me. And yeah, I think that's why uh yeah, I just don't I just don't like I think people can be better than that, especially Alex. But again, like he doesn't have to be if he doesn't want to. I would just prefer him say I don't want to talk about it.
Right. By all metrics, it was intentional. He knew what he was doing. So he managed this zombie mob in intentionally, quote unquote, as much as intentionally can be defined. He really hates me. I mean, he hated me as much as he doesn't, he denies it. He really hates me every time. Anyway, there's plenty of evidence that he really despises me. I really get under his skin. I mean, we're in a love-hate relationship. He knows the crowd, his audience loves me, but he really hates me. And at this point, he said, "You know what? I can destroy a person that I hate. I can destroy Mr. Slave, and I can get lots of views and create drama. It's win-win-win, all for Alex." And if Slave dies in the process, commits suicide because he's canceled, who is that? Oh, J Rock.
What is it?
J Rock is a good friend.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's
So,
up, everyone?
Hey,
Mr.
what's up,
Slade.
man? Hey, what's up, J Rock?
Hey, what's up, man?
Okay, so I was reading through some of the comments, and I kind of agree that Alex used you and Hormaxer, to get some views and subs, and then he just threw all of you away.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he never liked me, right? Before he met me, he called me a
That's
little
true.
bitch. He never took it back, and he called me delusional. He really, really attacked me every time. I never won a single debate according to him, and I believe in when I pretended to be a flat earther. Wait, Mr. Slate. Wait, do you believe in flat Earth? Wait, Mr. Slate. Wait. Are you telling me you really believe in flat Earth? It's like this guy is incorrigible, as they say.
Oh my
And
god.
now,
Very
and
true.
now,
All I'm gonna say is like it's very true. I don't know. He said he doesn't respect me, but I think he likes me a little bit. I don't know. But like that's not necessarily the point of him bringing anybody on. Like he'll tell you if he likes you and all that stuff. But if he doesn't like you, you're there for views, entertainment, or to kind of fill up the conversation or whatever. It's up to you. If I was a very sensitive person, him saying he didn't respect me or lost respect for me, I would never associate with him ever again because I should respect myself, blah blah blah. But like I'm there for a lot of other people as well, and like, and I was thinking about it too. Like his respect for for me is just something that I don't value, so I don't care either way if he respects me or not. And I was thinking about it like, what would it take for me to value his respect? And for me, it's like if he was my friend, I would value his respect. But he never claimed to be my friend. We weren't friendly. I never claimed to be his friend, and he's just some guy that I talk to who has a channel. So it's and I talk to him on YouTube. So it's like for him to not respect me is just
No,
inconsequential.
don't confuse him saying he doesn't respect you with him not respecting you. Don't believe anyone when they say something.
hey, Mr.
Separate. Yeah, J Rock.
So like I'm just trying to see who's on here because the names aren't there. So who's Q?
Q2.
Q is Q2.
Oh, Q2. Okay, and who's F?
F is uncomfortable truth.
Oh, okay. All right, and I know who everyone is here.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue going through the commentary. So uncomfortable says I got it right, and Woody Johnson, LOL, true, humongous. There are mobs in the manosphere. Yeah, there's mobs everywhere. Your family is a mob. Everything is a mob. Yeah. Yesterday, Alex and his friends ganged up against Ganstar. Yeah, Ganstar shouldn't be there. Just leave.
Facts. Yeah.
He
Because he
actually
asked
got
for it every time.
won
He gets
yesterday.
destroyed.
Yeah, just stay away. Stay away from Alex. Alex is toxic. Just stay away from Alex. Alex is toxic. Greg is toxic. Sarah, Ashley, these are toxic individuals. I don't want to judge them. It's just that in my experience, not good influence. Just a waste of time. I remember having uh like a conversation with Ashley on the Fermi paradox. I couldn't get through. I wanted to discuss the woke mind virus as a solution to the Fermi paradox. I was just trying to explain the Fermi paradox like quickly, and no, for we lost Q too. For hours, I couldn't get through to her. It's like she kept arguing. No, no, there's aliens among us. There's aliens. Aliens are everywhere. Aliens build the pyramids. Aliens build all the pyramids. All right. Okay. So she's always been very difficult. So like having any conversation with Ashley is very difficult in general. And then in the case of Minka, she threw me out of of her discussion of her stream just for trying to understand. I just couldn't follow what the heck is going on, and she just got just banned me from the stream. Let me quiet my
Damn.
phone. And I need okay, you guys talk. J-Rock and Uncomfortable, say something. I need to
Yeah.
send my owner a good night message.
Ooh, good night message.
Are you gonna say the same thing that you said last time on Hormax's stream, whatever you called her?
Wait, you're talking to me?
Yeah, yeah. Last time when you were on Hormax on one of his streams, you told him that you were sending her a good night text, and I don't
Yeah,
remember what
I send all my girlfriends good morning and good night every day.
and what did you call her? Like your angel or something? What was it that you said?
Well, it's every time. Usually I call them Angel and Flower and Love of and my owner. I call Love of My Life and everything in between.
Okay, I mean if it works for you to get them to like you and stuff, yeah.
Right. If they don't like that, then we're not a good match. If they don't like receiving, if they don't like being worshipped, then we're not a good match.
Makes sense.
Right.
Okay, while you're sending your message, I'll bring up some topics. So, I've been working on trying to get my own channel going. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
want to do some Omegle stuff, just like when you
Mm-hmm.
were on Alex's channel before, and he put you on Omegle. You're like, "Hi, how are you?" You remember that?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Some good times. Yeah, I'm just trying to do some funny Omegle interactions, and I'm kind of having a hard time. Like, I keep downloading some screen recorders for your phone, but whenever I go on Omegle, it seems like it doesn't want to record sounds from websites. Maybe I'm just gonna have to create an account on StreamYard then.
Oh yeah, StreamYard is terrific. Without StreamYard, I don't know how the universe works. But yeah, StreamYard, like it's like $20 a month for unlimited.
Oh, that's how much you pay?
20 or 25? Yeah. Let's continue reading some comments. Before that, Ganstar has been going around. Wait, I skipped. I love all these references back to Alex. Wait a minute. You tell me there's so many comments? So let's see. Woody, you yesterday. Okay, so murder is irrational in most cases. You cannot say that something is irrational.
Define murder. Define irrational.
No, right, but you cannot violate rationality. If you violate rationality, then you lose the science of economics. You cannot, you don't have the analysis that economics gives you, and so how are you going to explain the economy? We have a good working model of the economy, completely founded on the rationality assumption, including murder. People murder only because it's rational, only when it's rational. So it never happens. If someone murders because of an irrational reason, that's when we say they were temporarily insane. That's the temporarily, or that's the insanity plea. That's basically the definition of
It's
insanity.
the definition. Now,
Exactly.
Mr. Slave, I want to present a potential hypothetical. So, what if somebody were abusing you and you asked them to stop and they wouldn't stop and they kept abusing you again and over again? Would that be the definition of insanity, or the definition of being a psycho?
No, no. It's more. It's the definition of most people. That's how most people live their lives. Most people live their lives and are abused and are used and abused and don't get up and leave the relationship, either parents or husband, wife, children. People have to learn to turn their back and walk away and either never look back, or just walk away, and then the other guy is going to come around and say, okay, I'm sorry, please come back, or just keep walking and rebuild your life. But most people, they it's because of long term versus short term. Most people think in short term. In short term, you have a relationship, so you don't want to destroy the relationship. So, like, I was with Alex. So Alex kept abusing me, and I kept saying, you know what? Okay, so he abused me once, but next time he'll be better. But it kept deteriorating. So at one point, I had to say, "All right, I have to cut my losses." I invested in this guy, and I was hoping to take him to 1 million subs, but obviously that's not going to happen. So I cut my losses and I leave the community. Um, but people don't leave right away. I mean, no one leaves right. Everyone allows at least 3 strikes. Like, you disappoint me once, I'll let you know twice, 3 times. After 3 times, you should let go of a person. Um, yeah, I don't think it's insanity. I think it's just people have it's the sunken cost fallacy. Like, if you invested in a relationship so much your entire life, then now to admit it, that it was all a waste, your entire life, you wasted your entire life, and you were with this person, the mind cannot contain it. So you say, no, I'll stay in this relationship. And J-Rock, I think you're making noise, or Mr. Uncomfortable is making, somebody's making noises.
Noises.
Yes.
Well, one of my favorite videos was when you were speed dating Malik, and she
I like
was
all of Mr. Slave's speed dates.
what did you say?
I said I like all of Mr. Slave's speed dates.
Thank you,
Oh,
J-Rock.
okay. Thank you, J Rock. I do as well. And during that speed date, uh, you asked Malik to stop abusing you, and
Yes.
she didn't stop abusing you
Yes.
like an actual psycho.
Yes. It's true. That's true.
Yeah,
A literal psychopathic individual, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Some people are terrible, but basically, Sarah did the same, Ashley did the same, Alex did the same. Other people did the same, basically. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just humans. It's it's rational to behave. It's rational to betray your friends. It's optimal. All right, so Uncomfortable Truth says LOL and says my Mr. Slave is a legend. I love all these references back to Alex. I don't know. At 11:30, I was still halfway through the debate. I was referencing Alex. People get
Indirectly referencing Alex through the woke mind virus and
I
the
see.
mob.
I see. All right. So Uncomfortable says people get offended when I say 1+1=2 is false. Yeah, Alex. Alex gets offended. He hates it. He hates it. But not just Alex. I mean, other people too. I mean, because when you tell them, look, everything is not obvious, everything is fluid, and I honestly don't have a definition. I don't know what the moon is. I don't know what truth is. They say, okay, they leave. They just say, okay, so we can't handle the truth. But that is the truth. Most people cannot handle the truth. It's too fluid for them. They need to hold on to something. I take away English from them. I take away logic and math. I take away everything. They're like, all right, so we got nothing. So, all right, goodbye. It's
Right. Because how can we know? It's undefined.
exactly
We don't even know if we exist. It's undefined.
in a certain way. Yeah, that's true. Yes. DK, uncomfortable, join the anti Alex task force revolution. Uncomfortable, aren't you Elevation X? Why the change in name? Yes, he changed his name apparently. Uncomfortable says Ganstar has been going around trying to individually recruit people to the anti Alex. He should stop it. Ganstar, please stop it. Concentrate on yourself. Uncomfortable says he tried to recruit Hormax, and Hormaxer banned him. He's trying to recruit Ashley. Oh my God, Ashley. Yeah, sure. I think he'll be successful in recruiting Elevation X and Larry B since they are both known Alex arch enemies. Possibly. But you should stop it. Don't stop the wars. Stop the wars. Stop it. It's nonsense. Just concentrate on yourself. Let him go. Ganstar is too aggressive. Yeah. Yeah. Don't learn from Alex. Alex is aggressive. Don't be like Alex. Relax. Alex has his problems, has his childhood traumas. You hopefully don't.
He's
Just
losing more hair by the day.
who, Alex?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
so what?
in his own mind, he is a loser.
Right. That's what he said. So he has his childhood trauma from being a total loser, as he says. He was suicidal as even posting in college. He was suicidal. I'm not judging him. I'm just saying, laying it as it is. He's very weak, and when a weak guy gains power, he becomes ruthless. He wants revenge against guys like me because I'm very dominant. He hates it, especially that I'm dominant and I'm submissive. It's like his head is spinning. He doesn't even know which way his head is spinning. It's so painful for him experiencing me. So don't be like Alex. You don't need to be like Alex. Just walk away. Just walk away. Humongous. The problem with Alex is you're gonna get so upset that you're gonna fly to Florida and attack him. Don't do it. You're gonna destroy your own life. Don't do it. Just walk away. Humongous says, I'd love to see an Indian PE versus Ganstar debate. Indian PE is very similar to Alex. Also very weak. A very weak person. I think also similar, like grew up with traumas from being Indian. For some reason, Indians have this inferiority complex. I guess they feel and then they need to compensate, and then and everything falls apart from there. Next, Uncomfortable says it already happened. Gangstar made a video about it. Uncomfortable says they're both clowns, to be honest. Oh, I thought you were referring to my debate opponents. Because I was reading comments as I was debating, but I wasn't following the conversation. What does it mean, D? Well, oh, I guess that's a smiley. It's a big laughing emoji.
Mhm.
Fantastic. All right. So,
Fantastic.
fantastic. All right. So, I was referring to they're nice. I was referring to my my debate partners. So Uncomfortable says, I like clowns, Mr. Slave. They entertain. Yeah, we I was talking about my debate partners. You were talking about, I guess, Ganstar and somebody else. Indian PE.
Indian PE.
All right. Uncomfortable says, what's the definition of the definition of the That's actually, yeah, Alex. No, but that's actually fascinating. What's the definition of the word definition? But you don't need to ask what's the definition of the word definition of the word definition. That doesn't make any sense.
Like,
But you could
like
say,
he's always saying, what's the definition of the definition of the definition? It's like Mr. Slave. There is nothing. Like, what?
no, you could say, what's the definition of the following sentence? What's the definition of the word definition? Well, that's very straightforward. I mean, but yeah, that's kind of what the sentence is actually. I don't think it's in English. What's the definition of the definition of the definition? Well, it is in English, I guess, but it's incoherent. What's the definition of the definition of the definition of what? Of the definition of what? I don't think it makes sense. But Alex doesn't need to make sense because he has plenty of subs. Anyway, the uncomfortable is laughing emoji. All right, we're gonna have to end soon. I didn't mean to go for 2 hours. I meant to get back to work. Okay, uncomfortable says, okay, let Woody on now. Media hate says, pantheism versus cosmos. No, there's panpsychism. I don't think we were discussing pantheism. We were discussing panpsychism, the idea that everything in the universe has a consciousness, that every atom has consciousness, every subatomic particle has consciousness, which doesn't make any sense, of course. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the way that I heard someone refute it and debunk it is, okay, so every molecule in my body has consciousness, and that gives rise to my consciousness? But when the molecule is by itself, it also has consciousness. But when it enters my body, it becomes part of my consciousness. That doesn't. And the whole thing, obvious. It's obvious, total nonsense. I mean, you have to really not know. I mean, and it's Sam Harris. Sam Harris is a panpsychist. Him and his wife, and he is a neuroscientist. He's a doctor. He's a PhD in neuroscience. Maybe also his wife. So this should teach you the quality of science that we have in the world today. That a PhD in neuroscience believes in panpsychism and writes books and whatever about panpsych. It really believes in panpsychism. It should make you pause. This guy has a PhD in neuroscience. That's food for thought, as they say. People say, "Oh, Mr. Slave, are you a scientist? Mr. Slave, are you a scientist?" Well, here, okay. So Sam Harris is a scientist. So you think panpsychism that's like that's science? You think that's science?
Mr. Slave, one day you claim that you're an astrophysicist, and the next day you claim that you work on AI and robots. You're all over the place.
Yeah. So which are you? You can't be both, obviously. It's illegal. It's not legal to be both. You're in violation of the dual expertise, I guess, dual knowledge. I'm not allowed to be familiar with two fields. You're not allowed. Not allow. Not allow. Yourself. Is this still about the Homaxer comment you defended? I don't know what he's talking about. Move on or I'm unsubscribing. Wait, what? This is from 1209. He thinks that what? Move on or that is incredible. Move on or I'm unsubscribed because what? Wait, media hits. You gotta talk to me, man. I've already unsubscribed from Alex again. Come on, slave. You can reach double-digit viewers. I'm trying. Look, I'm streaming twice a day. Well, what do you want me to do? But what do you mean? I mean, my analysis of Alex is very deep. It went very deep. I mean, what can I do? And Slanish disciple says Alex is a deformed, idiotic moron. I wouldn't say that. I would not say that. I mean, I understand that you hate him. You can just say, I hate Alex. He is a bully. He's a terrible, terrible person. But I wouldn't go. I don't think he's idiotic. I don't think he's a moron. Well, he does very well. He has a happy life. But then again, many retarded children have very happy lives, so maybe you're right. But I'm not gonna judge. So Zenith Sanguine, first timer here. Hop back in vegan cult and we can pick up where we left. No. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Yeah. Interesting. People come to visit us from the Discord. Uncomfortable Truths says, Guys, come on. Uncomfortable says, join StreamYard link. Oh, this was 1212. Slanish disciple. Alex thinks he's so smart, yet can't even pronounce basic English words properly. Yeah, that's okay. Media, he says, journalists love to bring up I guess Hitler's record collection containing Jewish conductors. Okay, I didn't know that. Boss Pizza. What about it? The Pilgrims did not have a hat size order like Catholics. I don't know what that means. Oh, here I said ZMMV, the zombie mob mind virus. So Len says Alex uses guests like yourself and Hormaxer to get viewers and then throws them under the bus. His show is nothing without the guests. Yeah. Yeah, but making accusations is another issue. He simply could have just stopped collaborating without making serious allegations. Right, but he felt that he can destroy my life. He hates me, obviously. As much as he denies it, it's obviously he hates me. He said, "Oh, I can destroy Slave and get drama and have views. Win, win, win. Let's do it." I think that's his calculus. Salant's disciple says, "We will look at how Q2 or you is accused of being contrarian just for disagreeing with Alex." I mean, Alex already told Q2 that he has no respect for him. So, because Q2 is black, so Alex probably will not go all the way balls deep like he went against me. But also, Alex doesn't hate Q2 as much as he hates me. He hates me the most in the world, obviously.
No, I think he hates Yanstar more than you.
No, he hates me more than everyone. I confuse him the most. I'm such a pain in his side. I'm such a
But you don't straight
thorn.
up talk smack to him about him, dude. You should have seen
That's
what.
no. Look, how do they say? Deep water, slow water flow deep or something. Look, It hurts him because I keep my composure. That's even more painful for him. Um. Anyway, Salan's disciple says, or even Coach White. Yeah, he hates Coach White Pill, even though Coach White Pill, proved that he is legit. But Alex still came after him. Yeah, Alex is a terrible person. Just stay away from him. Really a mean, nasty guy. Just a negative influence in your life. I would just stay away from him.
He got rid of all my favorite people that came from his channel. You, Ganstar, and Hormaxer.
Right. But Alex himself is awful. He's an awful person. And his cohorts are awful. Like Sarah is awful and Ashley is awful. And a bunch of others are awful. There's I think Juan Carlos, the fat guy, really awful guy, really awful. All right. Salanish disciple says yes.
Juan Carlos.
Yeah. Anyway, Slanish disciple says yes. He wanted to start the argument to get rid of slave. Yeah, yeah. That's. I don't know if to get rid of me. He didn't think that I would just leave. He thought he could just abuse me, maybe destroy me, maybe like get me in trouble. I mean, obviously he was playing with fire. I mean, he really wanted to get me in trouble. He really wanted to, get the authorities to come after me. I mean, he really hates me. He was really trying to cancel me. He was really trying to destroy me. Um, and get views and have drama at the same time. So it's win-win-win. I think it's obvious that he has every motivation to pretend that I'm a pedophile, but it's just everything fell into piece. It was like a puzzle that everything fell into piece. Of course, it all started when I started defending Hormaxer. So Alex said, I can make a delicious meal out of this thing. And that's it. From that point on, it was, if I knew a priori that is his game plan, I would have, I would have known to not react, just not react, and just move on, just laugh it off. I didn't know that he's going, and plus he was waiting for my reaction. And because I am sensitive to the topic, because I've seen people, I know how dangerous it is. I mean, it's one of the most dangerous accusations you can make nowadays. So I'm sensitive to the accusation. And he kept saying, "No, I never accuse anyone of pedophilia." And I many times told him, "Alex, you keep accusing me of pedophilia." He says, "No, I never accuse you of pedophilia." As he keeps saying that I'm a pedophile, making videos about me with the title pedophile, but he put it in question mark. He never accused me of pedophilia. So it's like what a complete waste of time. Anyway, let's go. Burrito Bandit and the Trash Sisters are next. Huh? Okay. Trash Sisters, Ashley and Tomato, yeah. Slanis decide. I'm so happy Ashley was here in New York and I never met her. I'm so happy that I didn't dox myself. I mean, she would have by now. My life would have been over. And without a doubt, without a single doubt, there's no doubt in my mind.
there would be email communications like the Caduceus incident.
Of course. Of course. She would contact the authorities. She would tell everyone, and who knows? I mean, she would have destroyed my life. Yeah, terrible. These people are awful. Just stay away from them. Slanish disciple says yes. The attack, yes. I guess they attack everyone and give a fake apology like nothing happened. Yeah, very, very mean people, very nasty. They also used Mr. Slave and Hormaxer and then made serious allegations when they were done getting clout. Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's worthless to talk about this group, this bunch. It's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. Alex is a virus. I guess. All right, whatever. And the Knight and the Bishop channel. Salute to me. Why? Thank you for coming by my stream. I came by your stream. I don't remember. Knight and the Bishop channel. Slanish disciple. The solution is to ignore them completely. Do not put this on the screen, slave. Wait, what? Well, I didn't know Bishop has a problem with them. I thought he's. Wait, is that really Ashley? Ashley, I'm sorry, you're not welcome here. No, you're not welcome here. You're banned. Terrible person. It's an inside. Okay. And the Knight and the Bishop channel. This is really Bishop. All right, guys, we're done. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, Uncomfortable. Thank you, J Rock. Thank you, Q2.
Hey, Slave, are you gonna get on Hormaxer just to say hi to him before you call
Yeah.
it? a night?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I guess I'll see you at Hormaxer's then.
Right, just Ashley says, wait, I missed it. What happened? What happened? I'm sorry, Ashley. I'm blocking you. I don't want you around me anymore. Enough is enough. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right, guys. Yeah, I'll see you at Hormaxer and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Bye bye.
Bye bye.